Welcome back to MPO Plays On. Joining me today is the principal conductor of the Malaysian Philharmonic Youth Orchestra, as well as a member of the MPO's double bass section. This week he'll be conducting Beethoven's Symphony No. 8. Please welcome my friend and colleague, Naohisa Furusawa.
Hello.
Hello, Nao-san. Thank you for joining me for this.
Thank you very much.
Okay, aside from conducting MPYO, MPO, you're a member of the double bass section of the MPO, which you've been since 2003.
Yes.
You hail from Tokyo, Japan.
Yes.
What's your MPO story, the journey that you took, starting from when you first picked up an instrument, going to and ending up in MPO?
Yes. Yeah. When I was 4 years old, I started violin.
Violin.
Yeah, it's so cool. I have a picture. Maybe I will show you later. And I stopped violin at 10 years old.
Okay.
Because some need study for junior high school in the future. But I didn't want to stop the music.
Okay.
That's why it's 12 years old. When I joined the junior high school, there is an orchestra in junior high school.
Okay.
And I wanted to restart for the music. But music teacher say, your choice is only double bass. Because so many kids want to play violins, cellos. My only choice was double bass.
Okay.
And my music teacher decided my life.
So that was the start for you
Yes.
to study double bass. So
Yeah.
you were just learning the double bass. Of course, there had to come a point when you said, "Oh, this is my instrument."
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when was that? Around.
Around in high school, 16 years old, 17 years old, I went to NHK Symphony concert. And so impressive concert.
Okay.
Everybody plays so hard, perfect intonations, nice audience, really big applause.
Do you remember the piece?
Beethoven Seventh.
Oh.
Beethoven Seventh.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
And it was something.
My also first experience with Beethoven is
Okay.
in junior high school orchestra.
Okay.
It's Beethoven 5.
Okay.
Ta 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 ta. Oh, so impressive. This is a Beethoven's.
Was it you performing it? Was it the
Yes.
high? Oh, it was the high school orchestra performing
yeah.
Beethoven 5.
Yes.
And that was your first real time to touch
Exactly.
Beethoven.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, when you first time with Beethoven, he really he does this to you, right?
Yes.
And you forever you're changed.
Yeah.
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 So you left Japan to study music in Europe.
Yes.
Yeah?
1998.
Yeah.
I went to Salzburg,
Salzburg,
in Austria.
Yeah.
Mozart born. And I studied in 4 years in Salzburg.
Okay.
In 2002, I found some orchestra magazine about audition information about Malaysian Philharmonic Orchestras.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I went to the MPO's audition in Munich.
In Munich, yeah, we had auditions in different parts of Europe as well as the US and in Asia, yeah.
And I'm really lucky I passed audition for
Yeah.
MPO. And I joined January 2003 in MPO.
And you've been here
As
ever
double
since.
bass, yes.
Wow. So you've been here
Yeah.
long time.
Already 17 years.
17 years. That's pretty special.
Yes.
With an orchestra for that long is impressive. Yeah. All right, we get right down to it. Beethoven 8.
Yes.
You were telling me that the MPO has played this 3 times in its history. Yeah. And for 2 of those times, you actually played it.
Yeah.
In the double basses.
Yes. First time with Maestro Case Bacchus.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, it's that the time we have only Baroque music repertoire, only one concert on Saturday. Yeah. Usually we have a concert Saturday, Sunday, 2 concerts, but that time only Saturday was concert. It's really intensive rehearsal, 3 days, 6 hours, 3 days. So powerful concert with Maestro Case Bacchus. And second time was former principal conductors Matthias Bamert
Matthias Bamert, yeah.
played Beethoven 8 and 9.
Wow.
And his final concert as principal.
Oh, that was his farewell.
His farewell concert. That's my best Beethoven 8 maybe. Yeah, it's so nice concert.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bamert conducted everything memorized.
Yeah.
and Beethoven 9 was so fast.
Mm.
2 symphonies, less than 2 hours.
Both of them together in less than 2 hours, including intermission. Wow, that must have been electrifying.
Yeah.
And with the added emotional impact of the farewell as well. Yeah? You cannot separate those things.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
And
So,
also, third time MBO with Maestro Klaus Peter Flohr.
Yeah.
It's a Beethoven cycles.
okay.
2012-13 seasons, we did all 9 symphonies in one season.
In one season.
Yes. Yeah.
Which we were, of course, planning to do this year.
Exactly. Exactly.
It
Yeah.
couldn't happen. So what we're doing now is sort of a mini cycle, you know, without the ninth.
Yeah.
All right. So you have these two very different perspectives of it, right? You've played it twice with two amazing conductors
Yeah.
from the bass section,
Yes.
and this week you're conducting it yourself.
Yeah.
How long have you been? Well, you know it to a certain degree as a double bass player, and I know most of our colleagues here do have a score.
Yes.
You know, so they do know the entire symphony.
Yeah.
But going from playing it to conducting, that's an interesting thing, not just for this symphony, but for any piece, for anybody
Yeah.
who goes from being an orchestra musician
Yeah.
and having to take the podium. There are benefits to that. There are challenges to that.
Yes.
Would you mind sharing with us a little bit the different things that you have to go through from from being the bass player to being on the podium?
In my feeling, it's totally different.
Yeah,
As double bass section or conductor's podium.
of course.
When I play double bass sections, double bass is luckiest position because only few note. If first violin plays 16 notes 16 times, we play just one quarter note.
Okay.
That's why I can watch for the.
Oh, that's right,
So it's really good view. Yeah. That's why I can check how this week conductors, how to conduct these maestros.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why it's not so difficult to conduct MPOs. Yeah, because I play with so many maestros in 17 years.
Yes.
Yeah, this is the most important experience for my conducting.
Is to learn. Basically,
Yeah.
every week it's like a master class with good conductors coming.
And especially something like Beethoven 8, I'm really lucky to conduct because I don't have to play anymore for Beethoven 8. Because Beethoven 8 is so difficult. And in Japan, Beethoven 9s, every year in December, 10 times, 20 times, we can play Beethoven 9s almost without scores.
Okay, everyone just knows it.
But Beethoven 8 is some orchestras once in 10 years, once in 5 years.
Yeah.
In MPO, since 2012, we haven't played Beethoven 8.
And in 22 years, only 3 times.
Yeah.
So
It's so difficult to play for strings, winds also. So,
Yeah.
and there are so many 3 fortes. 3 fortes in Beethoven is only Beethoven 7th and 8th. Yeah, it's so powerful symphonies. I'm really lucky. I don't have to play if I conducted Beethoven 8.
So you have the easier job being on the podium.
Yeah, orchestra is so hard.
Yeah, it is, really. Every work of art, whether it's, for example, a painting, right? You walk into an art gallery
Yeah.
and you see Picasso there,
Yeah.
you see Michelangelo there, and you understand, okay, they deserve to be there. There's a reason why these great masters deserve our attention.
Yes.
Beethoven 8, because when we say Beethoven 9,
Yeah.
5, Eroica, you know, 7,
Yeah.
Pastoral.
Yeah.
We know them by not even by numbers anymore. We know them by a different nickname.
Yeah.
Beethoven 8 definitely has its place.
Yes.
Yeah? For people who listen to music
Yeah.
but don't read a score.
Yeah.
Why does it deserve to be heard? Why is it something that we should love?
Beethoven 8 is kind of intermezzo between seventh and ninth.
Like a sorbet, yeah.
Between so big symphonies. But Beethoven 8 is shortest symphonies. Yeah. But still Beethoven is so, I think, most important symphonies in Beethoven because he got metronome in 1813 or 1814. And metronome made by Mr. Merzel. Yep. And he wrote second movement of Eighth Symphony. Ta, 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 ta. This is for respect metronomes. Yeah, it's kind of small intermezzo Beethoven. But metronome is most important things in musical history, right?
Yeah.
That's why very important symphony for me, Beethoven 8.
It has a very special place in not only Beethoven's timeline but music history as well.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just flip it around. In 17 years living in Malaysia, one of the first things we did together as colleagues and friends is to go makan somewhere. Yeah, right. It's just something you do when you're in Malaysia.
Always John Makan.
Yes, John Makan. But you know that the food is good because the locals are still crazy about it. They're born here, raised here, and they love it, right? So what more us? We're just discovering these things. This is what's your favorite top 3 food? If you had to choose 3 things to have makan, what is your top 3?
Durian?
Yes.
Durian?
Yeah.
Durian.
Well, there are different kinds of durian, right? Well, we went on tour in Ipoh.
Musangking, D24, Sultan.
Oh, that one. You like that one, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
But I'm Japanese.
Yeah. Okay.
Usually I use a chopstick.
To eat durian.
No.
Oh, okay. Usually in general, yeah.
That's why my most favorite is Chinese in Malaysia. But I'm not so happy with spicy food.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It doesn't really caught up with you.
Not so much.
Okay,
but
I see.
I really can eat spicy food in Malaysia because it's so nice.
I see. Yeah, the flavor. It's not just spicy. It's just very, very delicious.
Just worry about the next day.
Yeah. But you're right. The food is amazing. But you live here in KL with your wife Tomoko.
Yeah.
What do you guys like to do when you're not here in DFP preparing, or if not at home reading a score?
Especially since MCO, I travel in Malaysia. Johor Bahru, Penang, Fraser Hill first time.
Oh, Fraser Hill first time.
3 times in Genjin Highland.
Okay. It's a nice place to visit, huh? Nice climate.
Yeah, one Kuantan in East Coast.
Okay.
Yeah, it's so nature, beautiful forest, beautiful beach. And my experience in 17 years, we have a few Malaysian tours with MPO.
That's right.
Yeah, especially 2 years ago, we went to the Kota Kinabalu.
That must have been great.
I never forget about the sunset.
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Almost all musicians using the Facebook. Cover picture is sunset in Kota Kinabalu.
Okay, it's really beautiful.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been on one tour with MPO already. We went to Ipoh and to Penang, and that's where I tried.
Kind of a makan.
Yeah, it's really a makan tour. You go to Ipoh, like wow. You go to Penang, wow again. It's quite an amazing place to be. Yes. We're quite fortunate to be here.
A good audience.
Yes, very keen audience. So they listened, they reacted. This is very important. The kids especially. It was great to perform for the kids. Beethoven 8 is going to be your first time conducting. Yes. So it'll be a fresh experience for you, for sure. Another fresh thing that we've got in the program that is Nielsen, Suite for String Orchestra, nicknamed Little Suite. You've conducted Nielsen here before. Not this piece, but the Expansive. Talk to us about what was that like? How was that experience conducting the symphony here with MPO?
Actually, Carl Nielsen is my favorite composer.
Oh,
Yeah, I love the Nielsen symphony because sounds so great. Orchestration was fantastic,
Yeah.
like later Brahms. Yeah.
yeah.
And I really want to perform with Malaysian local musicians.
Okay.
That's why I chose Nielsen's Third Symphony last year
Yes.
with soprano singers An Mei Fong and baritone singers Chi Ho Ma. They are so fantastic singers in Malaysia. And 1996, I went to the Copenhagen
Okay.
Japan Week
Oh,
in EU. Capital city is in Copenhagen.
okay.
That's why I was Tokyo Symphony. I was in substitute,
Okay, you played.
and we performed Nielsen's Fourth Symphony in
Okay.
concert hall in Chibori Park.
Okay.
Yeah, Chibori Park is the biggest park in like Disneyland.
Yes, that's
in
right.
Copenhagen,
It's famous.
and Little Sweet
Yeah.
first performance was there.
That's where the premiere
Yes,
of the Little
premiere
Sweet.
is in
So you were
Chibori
there.
Park.
Yeah. Okay.
And Carl Nielsen plays second violin because first violin is too difficult for him. Actually.
So he could play the second violin part.
Yeah. This is my experience for Carl Nielsen and Denmark.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe Carl Nielsen is the most famous composer in Denmark. Right?
He is the hero
Yeah.
in Denmark. Yes. Having seen the plays and having heard the music,
Yes.
is in any way the landscape of Denmark or the streets, the houses, are they represented in the music? Do you, if you try hard enough, you can of course make a connection. But does the listener actually get to hear these characters pop up in the music?
Copenhagen is quite big city. In the evening, New Hafen is a new port. It's so many people drinking, eating, like festival every day.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of same feeling as Nielsen's music.
I see. And this is in the summertime, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
winter is very different.
Yeah, it's very different.
The summers there, last year I was there for late summer.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
I mean, the sun sets at 10 o'clock
Yeah.
at night, and it's just,
Yeah.
people are out.
Yeah.
The shadows
not-
are long,
yeah,
you know.
But not exciting like village parties. It's kind of small town, but so many people.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they're very relaxed.
Very relaxed. Yeah, that's very important for Carl Nielsen's music.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
that's the national personality.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
everybody
yeah,
is
yeah,
just so
yeah,
calm
yeah,
and chill
yeah.
and very friendly
Yeah.
and very happy. Actually,
yeah.
they're very happy people. It's one of the things that impressed me the most
yeah.
when I went there is
Yeah.
is what really hit me is everybody's
Yeah.
happy.
Yeah.
And extremely chill. It's a very chill place,
Yes.
stress free.
Yes. Yeah.
And you hear that
Yeah.
personality
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
in the music. Yeah. Well, we hope you all enjoy this performance of Beethoven's Symphony Number 8, conducted by Maestro Furusawa. Nao-san, thank you so much for,
Thank you very
for
much.
joining me today and talking about music and makan. Enjoy this performance, everyone. Thank
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.